Hello, everyone, and welcome to a TBOnus, the first of its kind.
Hopefully, anyway.
Hopefully. Well, we'll see. This is kind of just an intermediately sporadic thing for things that we've enjoyed, but because we schedule a lot of our programming, maybe they just came out of the woodworks and we didn't know where to put it. So this is a TBOnus.
Yes, although I'm also going to watch Spider-Man tomorrow morning. So if for some reason...
I have a lot of power over Dan at the moment.
Yes, for some reason, if I'm unable to watch this is actually Saturday's TBO episode, and you've got to wait an extra week for Spider-Man, so...
No. Spider-Man will just become the TBOnus.
Yeah, Spider-Man. So yeah, this might be the actual episode, but we'll wait and see. You'll find out anyway.
Yeah. So, we're going to be talking about Arcane. Something that came out of nowhere, but took about 7 years in production to make.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, it did for me. I wasn't aware of it until, I just happened to hear a review that said it was like Spider-Verse, and I was like, okay, in terms of visual style and, in terms of good story.
I would actually argue it's better than Spider-Verse.
I love this show, but I find movies and TV shows have two different categories, so I always put movies in a different one and TV in a different one. Because TV, you get more time to flesh out stuff. Movies have to do it in a tightly compacted section.
True. But you can still have a engagement.
You would not say that the first 2 episodes of this were better than Spider-Verse, and that's probably about the same time as Spider-Verse.
Okay, I would agree with you there. However,
exactly.
I would.
So
my counter argument to that is you can have a level of enjoyment throughout the whole production of whatever.
True, but I'm just saying I put them on 2 different pedestals. You can
anyway, let's get into
the best TV show.
Let's get into the review of Arcane.
Yeah, rather than just gushing over how much we like both Spider-Verse and Arcane.
So have you watched this twice now?
No, I haven't. I haven't had time to. I want to. I'll probably will over the Christmas holiday. I will watch this twice by the end of the year.
I would love to, but I've got too many other things to watch and do.
Also, I'm now watching Spider-Man multiple times, so I have some commitments to other things.
Yes, so no spoilers in the comments. Well, what happens to Spider-Man? Because I've still not seen it, and I might still not have seen it when it comes out.
You will.
You hope.
But yeah, let's start with casting, because I only just found out that Haley Steinfeld's in this.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Yeah, she doesn't sound like Haley Steinfeld, which is the thing, because having watched Spider-Verse, who she also voices, so Haley Steinfeld is in probably my 2 favorite animated things, and also Hawkeye, which episode 5 came out and I watched that. It was the best episode that they've done so far. But that's mainly because Hawkeye's not in it, which is funny. But yeah, this show is crazy. I don't know where to go. I don't have any direction for this. We just kind of want to do it because we just want to talk about this.
Right, let's start off with people who don't know what the show is. Let's add a synopsis for this. So, This is set in a utopian future, well, not future. I got it wrong. Right, this is set in a utopian universe where there's a city called Piltover, and there's an oppressed underground city called Zorn, and the story follows the origins of 2 iconic League of Legends champions and the power that will tear them apart.
This is based on League of Legends characters.
Yes.
Now, don't let that deter you, because I had no interest in this because it was attached to League of Legends, because I don't care about League of Legends. And when watching it, I have now done a complete 180. And I don't want to play League of Legends, but I do not care that it is a part of League of Legends because of how good it is.
Yeah, so this has nothing to do with League of Legends, like gameplay-wise or... anything otherwise?
It's just the characters from the game, but they gave them insanely detailed backstory and just general interesting universe stuff.
Yeah, so this is sort of an interesting way of telling a story in this show. They have 3 different acts, as they call them. So this was figuratively and literally 3 different acts because they had 3 episodes released every week for 3 weeks.
Yeah, so this is a new thing for Netflix as well, because I don't think I've seen Netflix do that release style.
No, I don't think they have either. But I know
they've done week to week, and I know they've done just drop it, but they've never done anything like just 3 episodes, and then 3 episodes the next week, then 3 episodes the next week. I'm going to say I didn't watch it like that, I just watched it all in one go.
Yeah, same, yeah.
So I missed I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much if I watched it.
I think I would have enjoyed it more, because the first 3 acts...
you don't like binging stuff, so you don't have time to binge.
No, that's true, I don't, normally.
You like week to week. I like week to week. It's easier for me. I don't have as much time to binge. I will still binge watch stuff, though.
Well, the first 3 episodes of Arcane was entirely backstory, just setting up and world building. And I think, regardless if those episodes were enjoyable or not, they were very good at doing what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, they do build up all of the things that are going to get paid off later on the episode, and there's not like a wasted moment of setup.
No, I wouldn't. It would be a lie if I said I wasn't bored in moments of the first 2 episodes. And I watched the first 2 episodes when I was on holiday, and I was thinking, I don't understand why people like this show so much. To me, it just seems a bit boring and a bit nothing really going on. There's a bit of action every now and then. And then episode 3 hit.
And it jumped. Okay, so full spoilers, because I don't know if we mentioned that.
Yes, but before we do go into the full spoilers, I just want to say, if you just have listened to the first 10 minutes, just give it to episode 3.
Yeah, because I know people who have dropped off it before episode 3, and they're like, why would you recommend this? I'm like, no, this is all just building to the big stuff that comes out, and that's when it gets... Like, I wouldn't change how they did it, but I understand why, but I would also tell people to just watch it.
It's very hard to have a good first 2 episodes. Even Game of Thrones,
if you don't give it a chance, you're not
sort
gonna like
pretty boring first 2 episodes.
Yeah, people always kind of just forget the like beginning of something. They always just now people just want it to be like hook you instantly. This is a slow burner. This is put it on the kettle, like put it on the boil and then let it rise.
Yes, but it does work so much better because of it.
Yeah, because you need that backstory. You need to care about what these characters are about. So let's introduce our main leads. We got Haley Steinfeld's Steinfeld? Is it Steinfeld?
Yeah, Steinfeld.
Yeah, Haley. Yeah. As Vi.
Or Violet.
And Violet. And then Ella Purnell as Powder. Dash. Spoilers. Jinx.
Yeah, I don't think that's a massive spoiler as much as I think it is. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just like, just in case people haven't seen it, because you wouldn't know Powder. If you watch trailers, it probably says Jinx. We have Soren Agadashlu, I'm sorry if I butchered that, as Grayson. We got Katie Luang as Caitlin. Kevin Alejandro as Jace. JB Black as Vander. Harry Lloyd as Victor. Very I like that dude. Jason Spizak as Silco. Fucking creepy villain. Love it. And then we got... That's basically the main group of people that you need to deal with.
Yeah, so I want to talk about episode 3 first. But let's get to episode 1 and 2, complete backstory, building. And then the climax, episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
I say this episode is Game of Thrones level good.
Yes.
Because they are killing off like main characters. I was so shocked when I saw that moment happening.
Yeah, so basically episode 1 and 2 introduces us to Vi and Powder and Vander and her friends.
Brothers. Wasn't brothers? It's their children, right? It's Vander's children. They're all Vander's children.
Yeah, but they're not his children. They're like...
No, Vander's... But even buying Jinx isn't... It's still not Vander's child.
No, I don't think any of them are his children.
Yeah, they're just adopted. Yeah, adopted children. That's what they were like,
yeah. So Vander is like, was a, I think mercenary who goes around and like starts an uprising from the lower ground up to fight the oppressive higher up. Like, cause they've got it all and they don't do anything for the lower ground people. And so basically it's like he does an uprising, but the amount of bloodshed, the amount of violence, the amount of deaths, Vi and Powder's parents get killed in the crossfires of it. And so Vander basically says he's not going to fight anymore. He adopts these 2 girls and brings them down to the underground. And then basically episodes 1, 2 are like their life after that, where Powder is a fuck up and Vi is like the confident, like bratty, gonna do her own thing, doesn't want to listen to the authority of her adoptive father, wants to help but doesn't know how to, has to take on the burden of the responsibility but doesn't want to do it, sort of thing.
Yeah. Also, Powder wants to be like Vi. That's all she ever wants to do, and she wants to help so much.
Yeah, and she wants to just do everything that Vi does, and wants to help Vander, help Vi, help the others, and the other 2 boys kind of call her a jinx.
Yes, because Powder...
Because she keeps fucking up the missions every time she goes on them.
Yeah, every single time, no matter what.
Yeah, and then we get to episode 3, where because of the events, basically Vi and the other boys and the Powder rob this dude, and they steal...
Well, they rob Jace.
Yeah, but we don't know that at the time. They basically steal a bunch of magical stuff, and in the process blow up the building. And that then causes tension between the underground and the upper ground, which then essentially causes the police to get involved, the enforcers, which then causes Vander to have to sort of step in because there's already tension there, and then this is escalating the tension, and the tension is now building to the point where they need someone's head to be put forward as the culprit of blowing up the building. And then Vi basically goes and does it, but what's the bad guy's name again?
Silco?
Yeah. Silco is planning to try and blow up. Is he? No, what's his plan?
No, Silco.
He's got the
Shimmer.
Yeah, Shimmer, which comes in later.
Yeah, Shimmer
is basically like a drug.
You can see in episode 1.
Yeah.
It's a drug that enhances ability and sort of strength and sort of craziness.
Because the higher-ups have got the military, and Jace basically creates the Hex Tech thing, which is like portals and magic and stuff like that.
Arcane is science magic, is what it is.
Yeah. Dan, I've done a lot of talking. You take
Okay, yes. Episode 3, Vander gets kidnapped, and the kids go to help him, right?
By Silco.
Yeah, but they get kidnapped by Silco, yeah, sorry. Silco is just sort of having a one-to-one, saying, you've betrayed the city because you chose your children over the city.
Yeah.
And his mob. So the kids go to try to...
Vi did try and basically give herself over, but Vander won't let her.
So the kids go to try to save them, but Vi and Powder have an argument because Powder doesn't want Jinx to go because it's unsafe.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of tension, and it's quite an emotional moment, but Jinx just is sort of in a bundle of tears because she wants to help. So the kids go to help Vander. There's a cool action sequences with Vi kind of sticking up by herself using Vander's gauntlets.
So Vander had big old gauntlet things that he used to fight with, and Vi takes them up, and that's her her weapon in the game, I guess. And that's her video game. It's like just brass knuckle sort of punching shit.
Yeah.
The action in this is incredible.
And then eventually they're about to escape with Vander, and then Jinx comes along and goes, with the magical crystal, she gets her little...
Yeah, so bit of backstory. Basically, Powder has these little contraptions that she keeps trying to build that never work.
Yeah.
And then basically when they steal the Hex Tech stuff, she gets these little balls that basically unlock the power of magic or for tech.
Yes, but they're very dangerous, these little walls. They're very volatile.
They're highly volatile. They're what blew up the building, basically. And so she straps one of them to her contraption and sends it in to try and help. And then what? But at the process, they're about to get out. They've basically won. They're going to get out. Powder sends in her contraption. It just blows up everything, kills the 2 kids.
Yeah, and
damages,
just brutally kills them, by the way.
Brutally kills them. One gets impaled, one just gets
nearly kills Vander, nearly kills Vi. And Powder's completely oblivious to this. She's loving it. She's like, oh my god, it worked.
Yeah, she's just... Because she gets blown off the building, basically. But she finally has something that succeeded.
Yeah.
Something she did finally succeeded, but then, hence the name she gets later on, she becomes a Jinx to everything.
Yeah, so then there's also another sort of fight scene between... Well, Vi's about to be killed, but Vander uses some shimmer.
Takes the power... Oh, yeah, takes the shimmer.
And then Shimmer then sort of kills some of the bad guys. But then everything's about to blow up. So Vander, sort of his beast mode, grabs Vi, gets out the window, and then Vander breaks the fall. Dies in the process.
Tells her to look after Powder.
Yeah. And at this point, Vi is overcome with grief and guilt and all sorts of other emotions. Powder comes along and says, I did it. I did work. And then she goes, the great line,
she realizes
you did this?
That it's Jinx's, Powder's fault. And then slaps her.
Yeah.
And basically says she wants nothing to do with her and leaves.
And calls her a Jinx.
Yep. And then Silco, the bad guy, comes in and offers the fatherly love that she is looking for. And at the moment that Vi realizes that... Sorry, that was me hitting my microphone. Vi, basically, there's been a cop character who has been trying to crack down on them. Also, there's another cop lady who died, which also causes tension. And so this cop puts the chloroform over her mouth and drags her away, so she can't intervene and stop Silco from talking to Powder.
Yep. And then I won.
Yeah. And then it basically cuts to, I think, 5 years later?
Yeah, something like that. Vi's been in prison for a long time. I don't think we can go through the whole plot right now. At this point, it gets really juicy. And there's so much.
So basically, because Jace has created Hex Tech, with Victor, this cripple guy who's like dying essentially, and he's basically built the future for this upper city in terms of like teleportation, sort of all of this stuff. So that all happens, and he's basically getting recruited on the council and all of this to like the higher up council. So his life is going up and up after all the events of what happens. And then Vi's in prison. Jace has a childhood friend who becomes a cop to help, like, against her mother's wishes. And yeah, a lot of stuff is this show is very dense.
Yeah, so
we're trying to run past.
We've pretty much just covered one of the best moments. And that's one.
One.
In 20 minutes. One.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil everything for people, but that's just the beginning.
Well, if you're watching this, you know the spoilers, right? So we're going to go sort of lower level spoilers, upper level. So that was only episode 3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring up sort of Vi and Caitlin now.
Yeah.
Which is... as a...
So Caitlin is the best friend of Jace as a child, and they grew up, like, she was helping him with the research for his Hextech stuff, and her mom is on the council of, like, the higher-ups, which Jace then joins and stuff like that later on. And she basically goes to Vi because because the bad guys, like, organization is tried to blow up some stuff.
Yeah, but then Vi tried to beat up one of those guys, and she was like, why?
Yeah, one of the bad guys gets captured because Powder basically snaps and sees someone with pink hair and thinks it's her sister.
I thought it was, you know.
I did at the beginning, and then I was like, no, they're not going to kill the sister off that early. And then she basically just fires on her own team because she basically snaps. And then that guy gets captured, but gets taken to the prison where Vi is, and then he gets beaten the shit out of by Vi because he was there on the night that Vanda died. And so she's basically, every time someone who is associated with Silco's crew ends up in that prison, she goes and beats them up. And so Caitlin basically goes there to get Vi's help finding out what's happening in the Undercity.
Yes. I don't know why you're giving so much backstory to here, but I'm sure people have watched this show.
Because I want to give detail.
Yeah, so Caitlin and Vi sort of have had a lasting impression on Reddit, to say the least.
Yeah, I imagine so. I haven't watched any or looked at any.
Yeah, people seem to be very horny
couple,
over this.
But subtly. Well, I'm not surprised.
All because of one line saying, "You're hot cupcake."
Yeah, but there's also the shower bit as well.
Yeah, also that as well. So one of the greatest moments is sort of Caitlin and Vi, where they sort of have a breakup, or they get upset because Caitlin feels like, Vi feels she's just sort of by the Undercity, no one cares about her, and then she just sort of says to Caitlin, "Look, just leave me alone. I'm scum. Leave me alone." Very emotional moment.
Yeah, that's later on in the episode.
It is later on. I mean, we're going through full spoilers right now.
Yeah, I like the introduction of the basically little bit of backstory. The Echo is another character that gets introduced in the first 3 episodes, which is a little boy who helps one of the crew members of Vanda's team do stuff, and he also witnesses the death of everyone. And then goes off and starts a resistance against Silco whilst Vi's in prison. And I like the introduction of that people where it's just the little rap thing.
Oh, the Echo versus Jinx fight scene.
No. The actual just the weird title screen thing that happens where it's just all of the gangster.
Oh, the title screen on this show is fantastic. I've watched that title screen so many times.
Oh yeah, but the introduction to the Fireflies or whatever.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, that introduction. I love that. That's just one of the best introductions to something ever. I'm just huh.
Also, the music works in this show. Rather, if you're a fan of this music genre or not, it works so well.
It's like Spider-Verse. I don't think I'd be able to listen to it without watching the show.
But every single track just fits so perfectly.
Every beat just works. I'm just every emotion just boom.
I mean, this whole series is just a series about tragedy. That's all it's about, and it's a masterpiece.
Well, it's just Jinx fucking up.
Even this other thing. So also when Heimerdinger...
Can I just talk about the end?
Well, no, we're going to get to that.
Okay, we'll leave the end to the end. Okay.
Heimerdinger, the little... I don't know, sort of
dog person?
I don't know if it's a dog, but some sort of fluffy creature thing that lives for hundreds of years. He's entirely against Hextech. He doesn't like people using Arcane.
Well, he's seen it before.
Yeah, he has. He has seen it.
Because basically he's lived a life, loads of lifetimes of other people. because humans have a short lifetime. Him and Echo get along quite well.
Yeah, so
he's finally...
Heimerdinger dedicated his whole life to the council in Piltover, but then he got voted off because he was too cautious.
Yeah, Jason, Victor want to push Hextech tech further, and he's against it because he's seen he wants caution, he wants protect, make sure it works, basically, make sure it isn't used for harm, loads of red tape essentially. Don't do this.
Ironically, the logical thing, but then he got voted off because of they want to progress things. That's what Piltover's about. It's about progress. The whole city's about
that. Basically, they're seen as a joke city, and they want to become a staple city. Because of Hextech, they now have the port system, so they get heavy traffic of goods and services being shipped out and shipped to places. And they want to advance that even more and make even better tech.
Yeah, so that was quite an emotional moment where Heimerdinger just got fired, basically, even though he did nothing wrong.
Well, yeah, it's because Jace is being pressured to actually take charge and actually do what's right for Hextech, not what's right for everyone else.
Yeah,
but did you think his girlfriend was good or bad? Because I was mixed on her.
I wasn't sure until
I was never sure what
side
along. She was on. Yeah, until the mum came, and I have a theory for the next season of what's going to happen. So once we talk about the end, I have some predictions for what's going to happen next season.
Well, this whole show leaves so many plot lines dangling and needs a second season, and that is good. This is how you do multiple seasons. Compare it to something like The Flash or whatever, where they wrap all the things up in the first season and then they leave nothing, one thread for the next season. This got so many threads, but it still works because the main threads were resolved.
The main storyline of Vi and Powder gets some resolution.
Well,
I won't spoil it. Just
Powder becoming Jinx. That's what the third season is about.
Yeah, because she's kind of teetering on the edge of both.
Yeah, and then it's just full Jinx at the end. But we'll get to the ending.
Yeah.
And then the next moment I want to talk about is Silco taking a drink at Vanda's statue. So Vanda got a statue after he got killed. Silco built him a statue. So Silco still has the emotions for his brother. I think we've got to mention that.
Brother.
Is
it? It's not his brother.
It's his brother, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Silco's had his brother.
Since when is it his brother? I thought it was just someone he knew.
No, Silco's Vanda's brother.
Or he considered a brother. I don't think it's his actual brother.
It is. I'm pretty sure it is.
No, I think it's just somebody he considered a brother-like person. I don't think it's his actual brother. Because if that is, it would change dramatically.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's not blood related, but they do consider each other brothers.
It's like brother-like. It's like, I love you, brother, sort of thing.
Yeah, and then of course has the betrayal, but he still has emotions for him. He still cares for him. And then this comes out of Jay saying they will give Zorn the city they want to be an independent city if he gives up Jinx. And this is the moment he doesn't want to give up Jinx. And Jinx hears this.
Yeah, because throughout the process, basically, Silco is becoming Vanda as, realizing that, yeah, I understand why you didn't give up your child when the forces came to take him. You were like, no, I would rather give up. I would fight for these people.
But in this moment, Jinx takes it the wrong way. She goes absolutely apeshit crazy and thinks...
Well, she thinks that he is going to give her up.
Yeah.
Because I'm still not sure. I think he was.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was.
I think he was going to give her up to get what he wanted. But in the moment where she's captured him and wants to, I think he was saying that he wasn't going to. And then in this final moment, he was like, no, I wasn't. I think he was going to give her up. But then he got captured. And then I think he was using it to fight Vi for the attention of Jinx, and then in the final moments he realizes that no, he wouldn't have given her up. He would have fought for her.
Oh, do you mean in that moment he would have given her up, but he wanted to?
Yeah, in that moment, I think he was debating doing it, and then when I think at the end, I don't think he would have.
Yeah, at the end, because at the end there's a stalemate between Vi. Well, three people at the table: Vi, Caitlyn, and...
Basically, Powder's jealous of Caitlyn because Caitlyn and Vi are close, and Powder wants to be close to Vi, and has always wanted to be close to Vi.
And there's a great moment when they're all at the table. Vi sits at the table, and then she says, I made your girlfriend a snack. And then brings over the dish, and then the old tense music builds up, and then just lifts her head up.
I did think her head was going to... I did think this show does set you up for that.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And then she's basically, I'm not that crazy.
Yeah, basically Jinx kidnaps her from the shower.
yeah, just ties her up anyway.
Yeah, and then basically, Jinx Powder is jealous of their relationship, and is also jealous that, or not jealous, angry at Silco for trying to give her up in her mind. And it's them, Vi and Silco, basically, Caitlyn manages to get out and has her gun pointed at Powder, Jinx. And then they're in a stalemate between Powder basically also pulling out a gun, and then who does she shoot? Because she either shoots the girlfriend or Silco, but Vi doesn't want that, so she's basically fighting for whether or not she no, Silco gets a gun, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, Silco's about to use the gun. So they're both tied up, and then they're just sort of shouting at Jinx/Powder. Vi's wanting Jinx to become Powder
to just come home with her.
And Silco's wanting them to go
fight
full
for
Jinx. And then it's absolute crazy shit happening, like visual effects or whatever. Then at that moment, Silco breaks free, about to shoot Jinx.
No,
about to shoot Vi, and then Jinx realizes this and then kills Silco to protect Vi. But she doesn't actually want Silco dead.
You think, basically there's a chair with Jinx or Powder on it, and it's who Jinx will become. Or Powder will become, is which chair she'll sit in. And at the end, once she's killed Silco...
And Silco says, Jinx, you were perfect in the way you were. So it has a very fatherly moment saying, I forgive you. I was never going to give you up.
Yeah, that's when I think he wasn't going to. And then everyone thinks she's going to go sit down on the Powder chair, but she goes and walks over to the Jinx chair, stands back up, pulls out a bazooka and fires it.
Well, first of all, loads it with hex tech.
Loads it with the hex tech weaponry, and then fires it towards the building just as they're about to vote on giving Silco his paradise.
Nation of Zorn.
Basically, jinxing it and fucking up any sort of peace between the underground and the higher up.
And then the show ends with the rocket entering.
Basically about to explode.
Yeah, but then it just cuts.
Yeah, and you don't get
like,
any resolution.
What?
Okay, so here's my prediction. The girlfriend is gonna not be dead, but comatose.
Oh no, I think Jace's girlfriend's dead. Like, that rocket's about to hit her.
No. I think comatose, because the mum is still alive of the girlfriend, so the mum is gonna step in and butter Jace up to then go to war, and then the girlfriend will eventually wake up and basically try and talk him out of it. That's my prediction. Victor's still alive because of the virus that's in his body.
Yes, well, we'll get to Victor in a minute, but yes.
And then everyone else on the council is dead. The mum is going to be dead of Caitlyn, because that's going to cause tension between Vi and Caitlyn. Because Vi's going to side with her sister, and Caitlyn's going to want revenge for her mother. That's my prediction.
I mean, I think, yes, it's going to be fantastic.
That's the easiest way to cause tension between lovers, or potential lovers, is you kill the mum, and then there's now, I'm fighting for my sister even though she did the wrong thing, but I want revenge for my mother's death even though I wasn't on her side.
Yeah.
And then they'll get a nice mutual understanding.
I just want to give a quick talk about some of the fight scenes in this show. Some specific ones, multiple ones. There's great fight scenes in this show. The Echo versus Jinx fight scene.
Yep.
I've seen 20-minute videos just talking about 6 seconds of this show. The 6 seconds before Jinx and Echo fight each other. Because there's some great non-verbal dialogue in this scene.
Yeah.
And
we keep banging on about it, but this show is beautiful.
It is. And funny enough, this show it's shown me why I don't like anime.
Yeah, I'd understand that.
And let me explain that very quickly. In anime, it's all 3D art style, but it's not true 3D. Because it's still just someone's face, but then there's no expressions on their face. Apart from the basic, be happy, sad, whatever, or angry. There isn't a lot.
You can do stuff with that. I will defend.
There is some, but most stuff in anime, there's a lot of dialogue happening in between scenes to explain the emotion or to do voice acting. This show, what it does great, is something called micro expressions, which is it shows all those little details in your face as you're changing your emotion. And which is what the 6 seconds before this fight scene does. It shows all the emotion and it explains so much story in something an anime could never do.
Huge credit to the production Fortix production. Fortrites? Fortiche production. And Riot Games. Because they own it.
So this fight scene also shows Jinx and Echo as children fighting.
Yep.
In sort of a crazy, rapping 2D style art scene.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a flashback, then it kind of cuts back to the present where it happens as the movements of the flashback, but then there's a moment where it changes and it all just goes forward differently.
Yeah, and then Jinx is about to kill Echo and herself. Luckily, they both survive.
But Jinx just blows everything up, doesn't she?
Yeah, but so Echo managed to get away with just sort of a broken ankle. Then Jinx is about to be dead because she's closest to the grenade. But Silco saves her by infusing her DNA with Shimmer.
Yeah.
Or taking her to a doctor
basically,
to do so.
there was a doctor who is friends with, found Victor. So all of these plot lines all kind of converge and mix and match, and everyone knows everyone but doesn't know everyone. So Victor knew the doctor who does the surgery because as a child he was sick and went to a doctor, like a underground doctor, who was experimenting on creatures, like a weird little toothless-like creature from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
And then he basically is the creator of Shimmer, and then he basically also helps Victor with his thing. So many plot lines all interweaved, and they're also perfectly interweaved that it's so good.
Yeah,
like,
but
some of these
Victor
characters never interact for like 4 or 5 episodes, and then when they interact, it just feels natural how they interact with each other.
It's just very well done, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, they've known each other. Like, Vi and Chase's interactions, it's just like, you get what I'm coming from, or get where I'm coming from, let's do this. And then they have a great action sequence.
Yeah, let's talk about that action sequence. So this is showing the champions becoming their champions. So this is what Jace's champion has, like a massive Hextech hammer, and Vi has Hextech gauntlets.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because they're meant for mining.
What, mining, quotation marks. As soon as I saw that, I was like, that's Vi's using this.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, they're not for mining. They're going to be used as a weapon. Which was the little dog guy's concern.
Yeah, it definitely was.
All of the Hextech stuff would be used as a weapon to destroy, not help.
And once again, I think the music here was used fantastically with the action scene. It fit perfectly. It was showing... This was the fight scene against the Chemtech guards, which just these guards infused with Shimmer once again.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
but
I thought it was a great sort of alternative to the plot armor sort of argument, where that's sort of the main character's like, oh, they're against a bunch of enemies, and then they manage to just kill them all. And,
well, they're just normal people who are infused with a virus, essentially.
Yeah, so, and then what happens was Jace kills the kid that activated the alarm.
There's a kid that pushes the button which calls all the guards.
Yeah.
And accidentally Jace kills it, or kills the kid, as he powers up his weapon and bashes some.
And then Jace is distraught because he is like a good guy, right?
He's not a fighter. He's just like he's a scientist. He's meant to be creating stuff to better humanity, not kill.
And at the end of the day, he does want to help Zorn as well. That's why he did create the mining gauntlets, was to help Zorn.
Yeah, it was. He is all about trying to help people, but he's kind of been forced into a position where he has to fight.
Yeah, and at this moment, he realized, holy shit, like, they would destroy Zorn. It would be absolute bloodshed. It would be a massacre, and he doesn't want to fight them.
Because of Hextech, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, we would kill them all if we went to war.
And I love that moment, because how many times do you see a fight scene where you have, like, the superhero just killing out everyone, and then, like, the superhero comes unscathed, and there's no repercussions of that. Whereas this moment is like, yeah, we destroyed them all. That's bad.
Yeah, I killed a kid.
Yeah, it's like
a child's life is now dead because of me. And and then he basically tries to strike the deal with Silco about, look, I am on the head of the council. I am basically gonna get people to agree. Vi and Caitlyn are also trying to get peace because they're trying to broker with Echo's side to get them up on the thing to try and take down Silco, and so they're trying to like reach an agreement with that. It's just great.
And then the final fight scene I'm going to talk about is sort of two fights at the same time. Vi and Sevika's fight scene.
Silco's right hand, second right hand.
Yes, but she also betrayed Vanda.
Yes.
Which is where this sort of stems from, where Vi's hatred for her happens.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of background. I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of background. But the first fight scene, Vi's about to lose, but then Caitlyn saves her.
So this is after she's been broken out of prison and she's just come back to the underground, basically.
Yeah,
she's gone looking. She basically ditches Caitlyn to go and fight this woman to try and find Silco.
Yeah, but then Caitlyn's about to. Well, she gives her own, and like all she has is just her hands, and then Sevika's got like this robot arm,
robotic
Shimmer.
Arm. Yeah, and then she she tries to fight her. Does pretty well, but ultimately loses. And the only reason she's alive is because Caitlyn basically takes the shot. Because Caitlyn's a sniper.
She's a very good shot.
Yeah, she's trained from childhood, as with the guard of the old.
Yeah, that was another good tie-in. I was like, what?
Yeah, who dies with Vander at that moment. So yeah, and then so yeah, she basically gets saved by Caitlyn, and they get dragged away, and then she's basically bleeding. She's dying, essentially, and they take her to the underground, like, old place where they used to live before they went with Vander. And then, or used to hang out whilst with Vander. I don't know if that's, like, the location of where they used to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but Caitlyn trades in a gun to save Vi's life.
Yeah. And then the dude who at the beginning is like, Vander steps in to help, then ends up betraying them later on, even though he helped get Caitlyn the medicine to fix Vi.
Yes, it's full circle.
Like, all these things that just would normally mean nothing in a TV show all come back at, like, moments, and you're just like, holy shit, that dude, what the fuck? Why is he back? Oh, because he's going to be integral to move the plot forward. Like, actually integral. Like, a reason why. Because he saved that dude's life, and then that dude returns the favor and saves her life. But then ultimately, because he's addicted to Shimmer, betrays them, but gave them a fighting chance to get away.
Yeah, and then, of course, Vi and Caitlyn destroy Silka's Shimmer plant.
Yeah.
And he's realizing, okay, I probably do need to sell for peace.
Yeah, Jason, Vi, Caitlyn. Yeah, Jason, Violet do the destroying.
No, but the first plant is Caitlyn and Vi when there's like the whole destruction of the fact. It's not. Sorry, it's the destruction of the storage plant.
Yeah, that one.
Sorry, that's what I'm going to say. And then, yeah, that happens later. So that's the two. That's the fight scenes I want to talk about.
I like the moment in the council of the bad guys where Silco just poisons everyone.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. It's like, you're going to betray me? I think not.
Basically, there's an uprising, like, because of the problem with Jinx and Powder. Basically, like, her switching of loyalty, essentially. Or not loyalty, but, like, her unpredictability. The other subordinates underneath Silco are, like, getting tired of it. And they basically are calling a meeting to, like, uprise and portray Silco. And Silco just walks in, gasses everyone, and then has the own, like, gas masks that he can protect himself. And he's basically just like, you've become greedy. You need me. And then it's just basically this very evil monologue thing.
And then they tried to get Sevica to kill him, and then Sevica just kills the other guy instead.
Yeah, so later on, basically, Jinx has basically tortured Sevica because she wants to know what Silco did, essentially, because she's slowly finding out what happened. Because Silco never told her what happened. Because I don't think Powder and Silco ever met before.
No,
I don't think Powder knew who Silco was. So this dude just turned up. I don't think she knew that was the bad guy.
No, she didn't. I don't think she did, no.
Yeah. Violet did, but Powder never did, because she never met him. And so, yeah, Powder was slowly figuring out what happened, so she tortured what's-her-face. And then Silco's like, to the other bad guy is like, do you know what I've worked hard to do? Breed loyalty. And then at the moment that you think she's gonna kill him, she kills the other guy.
It's so good. So good.
Such a good moment. Because I generally thought, yeah, she might kill him. But then I was like, oh, wow. And she was like, never considered her for a second. And it's just like, yeah, that's why you're gonna die. You evil. She doesn't die. She does die, does she?
No, she survives at the end. She's probably gonna take over Silco's mob.
I thought Jinx would do that.
Jinx is too much of a loose cannon.
Maybe.
There's no way she can. I would say Jinx is so much better than Harley Quinn.
Yeah, DC's version at least, like the live action. I think cartoon probably very good because I like the cartoon version.
Yeah, but even then, this one's got so much more story, and you can feel empathy towards his character. And you understand why she's sort of
I do believe
crazy.
It's a better version of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I like the TV show Harley Quinn, the animated as well.
Oh yeah, I do like.
I'm not saying this one's worse. I'm not saying this one's better. I'm just saying I like both. I think they both serve their shows well.
And then the final thing I think we should talk about is Victor, because our boy Victor, such an in-depth storyline, and it's not finished yet.
No, so essentially he is a child. Well, I think we mentioned it earlier. He as a child, he's sick, and he goes and meets the doctor in the cave and all the weird sciencey shit. And the doctor basically experiments to the point where he is keeping something alive but is dead. Like it's evil and it's like the Shimmer. So he leaves, and then goes on to become a scientist, saves Jace's life because Jace is about to kill himself because all of his research is blown up by Powder and Jinx, and he's basically going to be put on trial because he's doing illegal experiments. And then Victor's like, I believe your story. I think I can help you solve this. And they both create Hex Tech together. And then Jace is the figurehead who gets like pushed to the higher up position and everything like that, whilst Victor's like left to the science.
Yeah, but I don't think Victor minds that. You think he's fine with
No, I don't think he minds that at all. I was like, oh, maybe he's going to grow bitter and jealous. But I was like, no, he never does. He's just there. He's just a good bloke.
Wow.
The Hex Tech corrupts him. So
Yeah.
basically, they create a new element, and Victor's trying to make a new thing. I can't remember what the purpose of it of. Like
Well, they both create two different things. They create sort of a scene
perfect version of the exploding balls from the beginning.
Yeah, so they make that. And then using that, they create two things. They create the gauntlets for Vi, and they create this weird arm thing.
Hammer as well. Yeah, and the hammer.
And the hammer,
I think
yes.
the hammer uses
But is the hammer shown in that scene? I don't think it is.
No, but I think the hammer's also using that
Oh
technology.
yeah, hammer is using it, yeah. But in the scene, they just show the gauntlets
Yeah.
and the arm.
Yeah.
Should I give a spoiler for the next season that I know? Like, it's pretty obvious,
for
but Victor uses that arm. Like, that is his,
Oh, yeah.
that's him.
Well, he's got his body infused with Hex Tech now.
Yes.
Basically, he uses arcane magic to infuse stuff to his body.
Well, he's trying to find a cure for his incurable disease.
His sickness.
And it turns out this sort of cube thing he invented only reacts with organic matter.
Yeah.
But every time it does, it will...
Well, no, it kills it, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it makes it expand for a while, then just everything dies afterwards.
But then he infuses it with his blood.
With Shimmer as well.
Accidentally.
Well, no, so the blood goes in it, first of all. And then that's how he learns it works with organic material. But then to keep his body stable during the process,
He needs magic.
he uses Shimmer.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he puts Shimmer into his body and then uses the arcane symbols and then touches the orb and then it sort of makes his
And then
body
his-
metal kind of thing.
Oh, this was the saddest moment, though, because the little girlfriend who...
Well, just
has
before
been
that,
on
he
the-
starts running.
Yeah,
He runs for the first
But-
time, which is quite a sort of emotional scene.
Yeah, and then it gets worse, and then
Gets
there's been
addicted
this
to it.
girl. Yeah, then there's been this girl who you kind of see it in previous scenes where she's like kind of in love with him, but he hasn't noticed because he's been focused on the science. But she's also a scientist-ish. Like she's been
Yeah,
working
and
on some
she's
stuff.
working up the courage to
And-
ask him out.
Yeah, and then she basically brings him like a bunch of research that she's done, and then at that moment he's experimented with it, and he's basically being consumed by it, and she drags him out, and then she dies. She just gets turned to powder, like
Yes,
Yeah.
because of course, Hex Tech destroys things if you're not
yeah.
engaged with Shimmer. And then, yeah, she died. All left is the
And then
glasses.
and then he just looks, and he's just like, oh fuck, what have I done?
Because he's still a good guy. He doesn't want to kill
Yeah.
anyone.
And then he basically begs Jace to destroy it because he can't.
Yeah, he's addicted. He's like drug overdose.
But yeah, we don't see Jace use it. I think destroy it. Jace uses it, doesn't it?
I think so,
Or, like,
yeah.
he hasn't destroyed it yet. So
But I think there's
It's-
quite a good moment in where Jace is about to kill himself, and then Victor stops him, and then Victor
then
is about to kill himself,
Victor's
and then
about
Jace
to
stops
kill
him.
himself. Yeah.
And I think they both say the same line to stop each other killing yourselves.
Yeah. I can't remember what the line is. It annoys me.
Yeah, neither
Need to
can I.
rewatch it. It's such a good moment, though.
It is, and then of course
Everything
that's going to get
ties
resolved.
back
and
so nicely.
I think second season Victor will become a bad guy
I'm imagining so.
because I don't know if you've seen what the character
Because I
looks
think
like.
Victor's going to be hospitalized at the beginning of it, and then slowly get healed by the hex stuff, but it slowly corrupts him. Because I imagine Jace is going to be more militarized, so they're going to have a conflict of interest, because I think Victor's going to stay maybe purer.
Well, he is a villain basically in League of Legends lore,
Mm.
and
But I reckon he's going to be doing it for the right reasons, but...
he's from
way
Zorn. He actually does support Zorn, so he probably will
he's
join.
originally from... Well, Jace isn't even from there. He's basically saved by a magician and teleported to that place.
Yes, but he's still from a house. He's from a house, right? He's still
Yeah.
well-to-do.
Yeah, he's definitely higher up. But no, he's not from a house, is he? He's
Yeah,
just
House Talos.
Is he? I just thought he was part of Caitlyn's.
No, he's from a house. He's from House Talos.
Oh, maybe. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've watched it, and some of the lore goes over my head. Oh, it was really meant to release in 2020?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it got rescheduled to 2021 November. It was meant to come out in 2020. Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, so good.
But I think that's it. I think that's one of the moments I want to talk about.
I like the butterfly moment.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're on the bridge, they're on a standoff, and then all these fucking robotic butterflies just explode. Ah, so pretty. Let me just quickly rattle off things. Oh god, YouTube is recommending Haley Steinfeld because Haley Steinfeld is a musician. Is there anything else?
I don't think there's anything else I want to discuss about. Apart from it's just
I do like how
very
just
good show.
Caitlyn and Vi are just vibing. I do like that. Like, it doesn't need to be said. It's just like, yeah, this is how you do a lesbian relationship if you want to do a lesbian relationship.
Well, I don't know if it is or not. They sort of imply it. I think they haven't decided yet. They might keep on like just close friends, but
No, I reckon there is, because she's like in the shower thinking about her, and she's like, no, I'm not going to give up on you, and then she gets kidnapped.
it's quite funny.
It's just like,
It's one of the highest shows I've seen on IMDb as well.
yeah, so this is currently sitting on 100% and hasn't budged since it released, which is impressive because normally it drops after more people see it.
Well, the impressive thing is it's 100% critics and 97% audience. IMDb is a 9.2 out of 10 with 105,000 votes.
98% of people on Google liked it. Like, I've never seen anything this highly reviewed, except maybe something else that came out this year.
Oh, what do you
Dan
mean? Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man is very highly. I've seen it's 9.4, right? IMDb right now.
92, 94, and 70. 9.2.
It's 9.2 now on Spider-Man.
9.2 on IMDb, 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, 71 on Metacritic.
I'm very interested.
98% on Google.
I'm very interested to see if Spider-Man drops from that because I think at the moment the highest film in the MCU is Endgame / Infinity War, and that's 8.4. So this,
maybe.
I mean, we'll wait and see what our TFEs are in next episode or so. Hopefully.
Well, Dad has to see it. So this may be our TBO for the week. This may be a TBO, but
I've got a feeling it will be the TBO, but let's hope it's not.
It will be. I will force you. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed this TBOnus or TBO, dependent. This is a new thing or isn't a new thing, depending on what it is. But we will see you for another time.
We'll see you for Spider-Man, eventually.
Yeah, we'll definitely see you for Spider-Man, or you have seen us after Spider-Man. Who knows?
We'll wait and see.
Bye! Check out TFE next week.
Yeah, see you later. Bye.